Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Spidi STR3 race gauntlet, available at RevZilla.com. So the STR3 is a new flavor for 2013. It's a vented glove. You can notice that it's a full leather construction meant for hardcore, aggressive, full gauntlet sport riding, as well as track day use, but it does have a nice big vent that's going to help you keep cool in warmer times of the year built into the back. If we look at it, it is a full-featured race glove, hard knuckle, multiple layers of cowhide throughout, a lot of different sliders. I'm going to walk through that in a second. Now, within the Spidi line, you take a step down to something like the STR1, which is much more of just a sport-oriented glove. But from here, if you're looking for the next level of beefed-up protection with the floating knuckle, double cuff construction, you go into something like the Carbo Race Glove. So make sure you check that out as well. Now, quick note on fitment. I find Spidi to run European. I typically run large in American cut gloves, XL in European cut gloves. Spidi, no surprises here for me. I'm wearing an extra large, and for frame of reference, I'd be an XL in something like an A-Stars as well. And keep in mind, we ship for free, so don't worry about it if you're not sure about your sizing. Now, looking at this glove, two colors available. There's the black, and then there's the red version. This is the red. Cowhide in its construction from the cuff all the way up. I talked about that TPR line vent on the back to scoop some air in. Carbon fiber knuckle, and I like the shape of this knuckle because it creates these points, less points for friction. They're going to stay up off the ground. It has a nice raise to it. Moving to the fingers, slight pre-curve, elastication on your first two fingers, and you'll notice each finger is kind of different. Your second fingers has a double layer of leather with a temper foam area. Your ring finger will have two vents on it with raised sliders. And you can see this wrap around here on the little finger on the pinky with an area that has another temper foam panel for impact resistance. I'm going to get to that in a second. You know, in my opinion, it's a solid attempt, but I think they could beef that up for future versions of this glove. Moving towards my middle here, I have a temper foam, or moving to my thumb rather, I have temper foam on my thumb knuckle. It's a bit lightweight in its construction. And that brings us over to our palm. Again, cowhide in its construction, light perforation, reinforcement in the control patch areas. Now it brings me down here to the ball of the thumb as well as the heel of the hand. And notice that we have this area of Clarino, which is synthetic suede that kind of wraps around. I like that it's one piece, but in my opinion, for a glove that I would take to the track, I like to see that being leather. It's just a nice step up from an abrasion resistance standpoint, keeping in mind that low sides are really what's going to be the most common type of track crash that you're going to see. Now, I do like this TPR Warrior style armor down here along the base of the hand. It doesn't get in the way, it's very flexible, and it gives me a good patch of coverage. And there's also a dense piece of foam here at the bottom of the heel of the hand. That's a little bit of scaphoid shock protection. The scaphoid's that little bone in your wrist that people tend to break when they put their hands down like that. And again, it's giving you a better chance to survive a crash like that on your hands. Now, moving into our wrist adjuster, I'd like to see a flap there to guard against a slide. Again, you're around that $200 mark with a glove like this, but I think there are a few nuances they could change for the next iteration. Just step it up that much further. And you do have a plenty big enough gauntlet that's going to fit over your leathers. And again, if you're a guy that's into the double cuff closure, you'd step up to something like the Carbo Race. Now for me, the other intangible that you really can't see is the fit factor. This glove is very, very comfortable. The lining is an interesting style of liner. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. It wasn't called out by the manufacturer. We did ask, but it is it's almost a very lightweight fleece that has a very comfortable factor to it. It is a leather glove that's going to break in, but it's really, really comfortable right off of the tag. Now, I would love to get your feedback on the STR3 from Spidi. Subscribe to us at RevZilla TV on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with all our gear reviews, but leave your comments and your questions and feedback on the product detail page. Your next step would be to learn more. Click here to visit the product page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews on the STR3. Remember, we ship for free, and if you want to talk to us about it, we can always help you. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown on the STR3 from Spidi. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.